honestly, I'm getting to the point where I just realized I need a man. Okay, let me say that again, because a lot of women is going to be saying, oh, you don't need a man and you just want a man and you sound desperate or a pick me or whatever. That's cool. Call me what you want, but I love the feeling of having a masculine energy at the lead, at the head of my household.
My deepest apologies. Let me introduce myself properly.
Welcome back to Be Divineminded. So lately I've been noticing that I've been in this phase of just this independent woman, this strong woman, you know, having to secure myself and my family and be that rock and that leader for my family and my household. I'm really starting to realize why I need a man. All right, now ladies and feminists, before y'all jump all over me, just please hear me out. You know, everyone has their own archetype of the goddess that they want to live. And so when I look at my own archetype and the energy that I have, and when I'm in my most natural state of femininity, I realize that it's when I am in the presence of a masculine energy that knows who they are first and foremost, understanding the characteristics and the traits of femininity, and us as women understanding the traits and characteristics of masculine energy. Okay, so let me just tell y'all why I feel like I'm at the point where I finally understand why I need a man. Now, I'm not talking about need to breathe or to eat or to sleep. I'm talking about just needing that masculine energy because, like, for me, it's certain things in life that I just don't like doing. Like, I feel really uneasy when I have to do certain things. Like, of course, I can do it all myself. I've been single for the last 5 years, and I've pretty much been running my own household. I've been making sure everything gets handled in my household, probably 6 years. Yeah, it's about 6 years now, and I've been making sure that everything is running in my household. I've been making sure that, you know, everything is just doing what it's supposed to be doing. I've been protecting myself and my children. I've even had my mom down here. Being the leader of the household is really, really stressful, and that is something that honestly, even though, yes, I can physically do it, is it putting my head and my heart at ease? And that's a no, okay? Like, I don't enjoy being responsible for everything. I don't enjoy making certain decisions of the household. I really don't enjoy being the disciplinarian of my household. Honestly, I just want to be creative, and I just want to be feminine, and I want to grow and learn to be this wise woman. And I feel like it's really hard for me to really be in my feminine energy because I'm forced to be in my masculine energy. Like, it's like my masculine energy is like on overload. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably confused. There's a principle called the law of gender, which states that everything has a masculine and a feminine. Ever as above, so below. So you have that feminine and that masculine energy in the spiritual, but you also have that in the physical. You also have that internally because what's inside is also outside. So you have that feminine and that masculine energy within you, and the masculine energy is basically supposed to protect you and, you know, protect and secure the part of you that is just gentle and loving and nurturing and creative. Okay, so it's just the same way in the inside as well as the outside, whereas as physical human beings, naturally it is the man's role to protect and provide for the family, whereas the woman is the wisdom and she nurtures and she loves. Now, I know a lot of y'all people don't agree with that, but me, that feels natural to me. Sometimes I'm just really all over the place with my thoughts and with things that I'm trying to do. And I feel like it would be really great to just have a masculine energy that's going to be there, that's going to say, hold up, let's not go all over the place. Let's just do this, that, and a third, because that is what masculine energy is good at. They are good at making decisions. They are linear thinkers. You know, is it left or right? Do we do 1, 2, or 3? The woman, I'm all over the place, and I honestly just love being in my feminine nature. At one point when I first started dating, you know, I felt like I was just too in my feminine energy. I was just loving and I was creating, and I just, you know, was letting my emotions lead, just letting my heart take me wherever it wants to go. That masculine part of myself wasn't there to protect me. I didn't have barriers. I didn't have standards. I didn't have the power within myself to say no when I didn't want to. And so it put me in a state where I was just completely vulnerable, and, you know, I was being taken for granted. You know, people were taking my energy and I was becoming depleted. you know. And then I went to a phase where I was just like,
you know what, forget that. I'm not giving my energy away. I'm just going to be, you know, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to provide for myself. I don't need no man, blah, 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 blah.
But what I realize is no matter how many times I say that, I am still very connected and attracted to the masculine energy. I notice that there's times when you ever just meet a guy and he's really, really handsome, and you guys may have exchanged conversation, and you know, he's just feeding you that good masculine energy. It honestly gives us as women this power to where we feel like we are just on top of the world. We're confident, we're loving ourselves, we're loving life. And it's at that moment that we're just at our natural feminine state. You know, we're vulnerable, we're just able to be free and love. Unfortunately, a lot of those times is based off fake emotions. You know, a lot of times, you know, women, which we really have to learn to make sure that our masculine energy is balanced, because as quickly as we can become high off of this masculine energy, this same masculine energy can also take us down if we don't protect ourselves and if we don't set standards, you know. So I feel like it's very important to make sure that you're balanced. Masculine energy is naturally attracted to feminine energy. It goes together like the positive and the negative, okay? Like the light and the dark. And even deeper, the light and the dark, all of that is representation of the duality of the universe, masculine, feminine, positive, negative, up, down. We're not going to get into all of that in this video. I want to be the best woman that I can be, and I want to be in a natural state of just living in my feminine energy. And I know that the best way to do that is when I am in the presence of a masculine energy that knows themselves. Okay, now that doesn't mean just allowing any masculine energy to come into my life, because one thing about it is you have to make sure that the person that you are connecting with, for one, is really going to be there to protect you, and not just protect you from outside intruders, but also protect you from themselves. You know, sometimes a man can do something that can hurt us, and it's not physically that they're hurting us, but it's emotionally, and you know, our heart is hurt, and that can really cause a lot of damage, and it can make women become bitter and just living in a low vibration state of being, and that is no good for anyone. Okay, we need to be careful what type of man that we bring in our home. Make sure that the man loves himself first and foremost. And I feel like you'll naturally know it when you meet him. Like, if your head and your heart don't agree, then that's not the man for you. I was actually watching this video by True Brilliance, and it was a video I seen a couple years ago, and she actually has really taught me so much and just gave me understanding. She gave me that feminine energy and that wisdom to really just understand, you know, a lot more than what I did before I found her channel. So if you haven't already, go check out True Brilliance. I really love her channel. Like, she really talks about the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and she really helped me understand the differences between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And so as it pertains to my life right now in this point, I do want that masculine energy in my life, and I do understand the importance of a man and a masculine energy in my life, because I remember times when I was just in an overload of masculine energy where I felt like I just had to protect myself and fight anybody who I felt was trying to come into my life, because I was in protection mode.
You know, I wasn't in my natural feminine state of being, so I was like, you can't get close, no.
I really wasn't in a natural state of just being able to receive. Relationship with my son's father, and it would just be like, you know, I kind of took him trying to lead me as a form of control. Now, being the goddess that I am now, I understand that we were both young. Both were ignorant to our own masculine and feminine energies and how it relates to each other, or how to understand each other. Now that I know who I am as a goddess, and I understand the masculine and the feminine energies roles, you know, as far as how they think and how they move. If I meet a man and I am at peace, you know, my heart and my mind is at peace with this man, I have to be vulnerable and allow this man to lead. You know, I can't look at him trying to lead me as a form of control, because that is what men naturally do. When they love you, they're going to protect you. And sometimes the best way they know how to protect you is, no, you can't go here, or no, you can't go there. And what I didn't know back then is that my son's father, that was how he knew how to protect me, is kind of keeping me away from everything and everybody. But he didn't understand my nature. And if he did, he would have understood that he had to give me a chance to experience. You know, unfortunately, he's not here anymore for me to really explain, like, a lot of the things that he used to try to tell me. Like, I just didn't want to listen, or I didn't understand him. But like, when I tell you, my baby father was like a pit bull when it came to me. Like, you know, he would try to teach me things, and he would try to get me to understand things, because he was so in his masculine energy. He didn't know how to dig deep and pull out his own feminine energy so that he can relate and talk to me and communicate with me. And of course, I was so deep in my feminine energy that I was scared. I didn't even want to talk to him, because I don't hear anything you're saying, because you're yelling and you're so overly aggressive, you know. But now that I'm older, I do understand what he was trying to do. When I do get into another relationship, I'm going to have to be more open and understanding of the man's natural role, which is to lead. Also have to be willing and open to allow someone in. You know, I found that I was making it really hard for the people who was genuinely interested, and the people who genuinely showed me respect and love, and that they're going to give me their time and attention. I kind of was like, had this barrier up, and I have to be willing to receive, because no one's going to give anything to you if you're not open to receiving. And I'm not just talking about physical things. I'm talking about giving you love and giving you respect and treating you like a queen. If you're not open to receiving that, I think it's very important in a relationship to make sure that if the person that you are with, if you don't agree with who they are and what they bring to the table with your head and your heart and your vagina or your penis, then I honestly feel like that's not gonna work. For me, I want a masculine energy that I can connect with mentally, spiritually, and physically. You know, I want to feel that it's the right thing to do. And I also want to know it's the right thing to do based on the facts. You know, I don't want to feel like, oh, I love this man so much, but all of the facts about him is that he does not spend time with me, that he talks to me like I'm crazy, that he's abusive, that he's sleeping with numerous women and has no time for me. I want everything to match up. I want my heart and my mind and my body, and you know, I want all of that to want this man. Mind and soul is going to be in agreement, and I'm going to naturally submit to him, you know, and I feel like he's gonna naturally protect me if his heart, mind, and body agrees with me. It's no point in wasting time with anything other than that, you know what I mean? So yeah, you can date, you can get to know people, but make sure you keep your standards. And if ladies, if you don't have any standards and you want to know how to get some, make sure you check out my video on setting standards. Don't be desperate. A lot of women is going to be saying, oh, you don't need a man and you just want a man, and you sound desperate or a pick me or whatever. That's cool. Call me what you want, but I love the feeling of having a masculine energy at the lead, at the head of my house. That I love just the fact, even if I'm just out on a date and I'm just with a very masculine man and he can just make decisions, like I love to just fall into my feminine nature. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean I'm not smart or I'm not intelligent, because you can't take that away from me. You know, that's why they call women the backbone. We are wisdom, and you can still be that in the presence of a king. But just think, if you have that king and that knowledge, how amazing together you guys can be. Masculine and feminine energy creates child. Like, that is just like the ultimate. I think that's the holy grail. Make sure you guys find me on Instagram at Divineminded. Check out my online shop. I just opened up my online store back up, and I'm really excited. I'm trying to find ways to spend more time at home with my son and, you know, just be more creative. So I hope you guys support me. Please like the video. Please share the video. Subscribe to my channel. And if you have any thoughts on this video, please leave a comment. It really, really, really makes me happy when you guys comment and I can connect with you all, okay? So be divine minded always.